The conditions of contract. This is a section under the tender document establishing the obligations of each parties, and this is normally based on the standard form of contract, which there are quite a number of standard form of contract. However, in this module, the conditions of contract will be based on the PAM Contract 2018. It is stated in the PAM Contract that all parties must rely upon their own skill and judgment or upon those of their advisor when using the PAM Contract 2018. The PAM, which is the Malaysian Institute of Architects, or in Bahasa Melayu, Pertubuhan Arkitek Malaysia, assume no liability of any user or any third party in connection with the use of the PAM contract. That means upon using the PAM contract, although it is the standard form produced by the PAM, whoever is using this PAM contract, it will be fully on his own. The PAM takes no liability on the disputes arise among different parties in terms of the interpretations of this PAM Contract 2018. These are the list of the content of the PAM Contract. The PAM Contract looks something like this. We have PAM Contract 2018 with quantities and PAM Contract 2018 without quantities. Most of the clauses within the PAM contract between these two are similar, except for those related to the BQ as well as the quantity surveyor as appointed by the employer. We have discussed about this in our previous video. For more information, you may refer to the video. This is an overview of the PAM contract 2018. The conditions of contract, the clauses, the subtitles, brief descriptions, and the relevant statements. The statement shows in the PAM contracts are rather complex, which you will need to carefully read between the lines in order for you to fully understand the meaning of the statement. This is inevitable because when writing this kind of statement, especially when talk about the contract, the statement must be rigorous. The usage of the terminology need to be very precise to avoid ambiguities, and because there are so many considerations, in order to avoid any bug in terms of the message being delivered within the statement. Normally, these statements are written in very detailed and in complex structure to precisely explain certain points in the statement. This will result in long sentences, complex sentence structure, and it is full with the technical terminologies. That's why in our previous videos, we went through the terminology quite extensively beforehand, so that whenever we encounter this kind of terms, we know the actual meaning of those. Reading and understanding this statement within the conditions of contract, it is rather challenging, and we will have to go through it slowly, and to most of the students, it is quite boring and quite difficult to comprehend. So what we're going to do in this module, on basis of the statements given in the PAM contract, whichever is being presented in the slide, it will be structured, simplified, and elaborated in order to facilitate comprehension. The ultimate goal here is for the comprehensions. This may to some extent compromise a bit in terms of the precisions of the meaning of the sentence. This module serves to help students to understand the meaning of the statement, and in the case that you would like to look into the actual statement, or for the full meanings of the statement, you will have to refer back to the statements in the form of contract, PAM Contract 2018. We have quite a long list of these statements covering various aspects. In total, there are 40 clauses, and we will look into every single clauses one by one. This may seem to be quite challenging, but this is one important knowledge for engineers to handle the construction project in the construction industry. Therefore, I would like to encourage you to bear through every single clauses, trying to understand the message and the principles, to have an initial idea what are the things in the contract, to know your obligations as well as your right when you are under the contract. I would say that many fresh graduates might not have the knowledge of this, and if you really know the contract, it is really an advantage to you as a fresh engineer.